Happy Wellness Wednesday Asana, everyone. Today's asana will be extended child's pose or wild child pose. Here are some of the benefits. 1. With the pressure in the inner thighs, the knees, the ankles, and at the hips, this pose brings a great stretch to the entire hip muscles, the quadriceps, and the calves. This pose also stretches the entire back, mainly the sides of the upper back, while the arms are stretched out completely. 2. This pose gently opens the hips and the pelvic muscles. It enhances the hip flexibility and mobility. 3. The chest in this pose is rested on the floor, and there is a moderate chest opening with the lengthening of the arms. The upper body is lengthened, and the shoulders are broadened by rolling it away from the ears. It enhances the thoracic cavity and is effective for breathing and cardiac functions. 4. The extended spine and the elongated torso with broad shoulders improves body posture. 5. This pose energizes the body by calming the mind. It relaxes the spine, neck, shoulders, and head and calms the mind and the central nervous system in the process. Staying in this pose regulates the heartbeat and the breathing rhythm to its natural body tendency. This stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for resting the body's activities. 6. It stretches the ligaments of the anterior knee. It's effective for joint health and can be a relief for those who are in the initial stages of knee pain. It's supposed to alleviate menstrual pain by opening the hips so that the menstrual cramps are reduced. This mind-calming pose is effective to treat depression, anxiety, and trauma. It's also good for anger management too. This restorative pose can effectively create stillness in the thought process. A calm person gets less emotional and reacts to situations more maturely. This pose is grounding, and the person feels an attitude of gratitude with the head touching the earth. This pose stimulates the root and sacral chakra and channelizes the prana to the crown chakra gently. I cannot wait to feel all of those benefits. I am so excited to bring to you wild child pose or extended child pose. Let's get right to it. Hi everyone. Okay, so this is extended child's pose or wild child. First, we're going to start in a tabletop position. So come on to your hands and your knees. Shoulders stacked over wrist, hips stacked over knees. You're going to bring the big toes to touch behind you. Open your knees as wide as the mat. You don't have to go all the way wide to the mat. You can bring it to wherever your comfortability is in your hips. So this is really working on hip external rotation. So if you're having decreased flexibility when you bring the knee out to the side, then you may want to bring it in a little bit more. If you have that flexibility, bring your knees as wide as the mat. Bring your hips to your heels. Bring your chest to the floor. Extend your arms out overhead and bring your forehead to the floor. Find relaxation in your hips. Find relaxation in your knees. Press your chest to the ground. Relax your shoulders by bringing them away from your ears. Stretch your arms out long.
That'll help you bring your chest closer to the ground. Again, relax your shoulders. Bring your forehead to the floor. And take one more breath in. Exhale it all out, bringing your body closer to the floor. On your next inhale, bring your hands next to your shoulders. Press through the hands to bring your body up. Keep your eyes closed. Or you can open your eyes, whatever your body feels. Bring your knees back to center. And you can stay here and rest here. Or you can come back into a tabletop position. That is extended child's pose. Oh my gosh, I just went somewhere during that pose. It felt amazing. If you want to modify this pose, say that, let me get my blocks. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Say that you can't completely get your butt to your heels. You can use a block, you can use a stack of books. Put it on whichever level is good for you. This is the lowest, this is the middle, and this is the highest setting. So if you really cannot bring your hips down, I'll put mine at the lowest setting. You just sit on a block. Sit on a block. And from here, you can work here. If you can't bring your chest to the ground, or you can't bring your forehead to the floor with an elongated spine, meaning you're not rounding in the back to get your head to the floor, your chest is on the floor, close to the floor, and you should just naturally be able to bring your head down and it just rests there. There's no forcing the forehead to the ground. So if you're having a difficult time doing that, say you have tight shoulders, or this is also hip flexion. So say you have tight hip flexors, then you can bring your forehead onto the block. Again, at whatever setting that is comfortable for you, forehead on the block. And work on stretching the arms out and making sure that your butt remains in contact with the block, or the hips remain in contact with the block. Okay, and work on stretching your arms out in front, and also work on pressing your chest towards the floor. And one day you will get that flexibility. I mean, you're still reaping the benefits if you use blocks or whatever tool you want to use to get into your yoga poses. But you can definitely try to increase your flexibility by lessening the use of the blocks. So when you feel comfortable in progressing to the next stage, which is bringing your hips to your heels, so your toes are touching, bringing your hips to your heels, or your butt to your heels. Once you get here, I mean, just, further yourself along as you need, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.